So, what is a soul and an ego? So, imagine soul as something of an absorbing ball, okay, an absorbing sponge ball, which absorbs everything from the environment. So you absorb words, you even absorb the silence beyond those words, okay. That is what a soul is. Soul is very sensitive and more aware, more spiritual work you have done, more conscious you are, the more your soul, your sensitivity is strong, okay. So you, if you are a spiritual person, or you are more in your soul space, is what a spiritual person is, less in your ego and more in your soul space, you are more sensitive, you become. So you are not only able to read the words that are coming out of the mouth of the people, you're even able to read beyond those words. You're able to read beyond those words. You're able to read those silence also. What A lot of things that people, certain people carry certain kind of an energy, certain kind of an intention, but what they speak, is always not what their energy or intent carries, you know so the more aware and spiritual you are, you will be able to read more and more of the energies of the person, beyond the words. You're able to read the silence, something that he or she is not even saying, okay, or something you're even able to read sometimes very deep, unconscious or subconscious energies of an individual, okay. The more sensitive and conscious, the more sensitive in soul space you are, the more you connected with yourself, how much ever deeply you've connected with yourself, आप उतना ही, you will be able to see and perceive the other person in that much depth only. जितना आपने अपने आप को पहचाना है अपनी spiritual journey में, जितने आपने अपने fears, insecurities, जितना भी आपने discover किया है ना, आप सामने वालों के भी फियर्स, इनसिक्योरिटीज़, गुड थिंग्स, बैड थिंग्स, आप सब समझ सकते हो, ओके, वेरी क्लियरली आप समझ सकते हो, इतना अच्छे से आप समझ सकते हो, यू विल बी एबल टू रीड देयर एनर्जीज सो मच सो बेटर दैट इवन दे आर नॉट इवन अवेयर ऑफ, ओके. So when you're more in your soul space, you're able to read the energies of the people more. A person carries not only, you're not just carried away, or you're not just, trusting the words of the people. You know so much more. You just know beyond that person. So the more work you've done in yourself, the more you can know that, okay. So not even that, आप सिर्फ एक इंसान की इंटेंट, जैसे the lot of people who say that we can recognize the intent of the other person, it's not a big thing, but where is that intent coming from? You're able to go so deeply inside a person, okay. It's not a regular thing, what I'm trying to talk about in here, okay. When you do, somebody who has done the spiritual work will be able to understand it more, that you really touch a depth in somebody's else's heart or somebody else's soul, okay. So a soul is like an absorbing sponge, okay. It read even silences, okay. So it read the stares of the people, or somebody hasn't even spoken something to you, but some stare or something of a thought also you can read, and energetically you can understand that, all right. So that is how. So a soul is a very sensitive space. It's like an absorbing sponge ball. It is very sensitive and absorbs the energies of people, okay, and something like that. But what is an ego then? Ego is like a safety net over that sponge ball, okay. It's like a safety net. So why? So this safety net is an illusion, okay, and it comes over the soul. Why? Because it just wants to, does not want to hurt the sensitivity of the soul. Now, what is it now? For example, let's say, so when you were kid, when you were very kiddish, so did you, you were not programmed to think of yourself as inferior or superior. You were in your zero state. You were in your, you can say, somewhere in your zero state, which is your soul state. Okay. um, there was this one reader also I was reading about. See, jo main, whatever I'm trying to say here in this video has been my own experience on my spiritual journey. Okay, I have also learned it, and I've also experienced it very deeply on my spiritual journey. I have seen a lot of ups and downs in my spiritual journey, and with that I've been able, not only, I'm not just read it from somewhere exactly and I'm trying to tell it here, but some things that I've really experienced. Okay, and that is what I'm trying to tell you here. But I was just, now I've read something else, and I think it just fits perfectly with what I'm trying to say here. So I am taking, this person as, to help you understand this concept very thoroughly. What is the difference between a ego and a soul? So there was this person named as Julia Kristeva. It was, maybe she was in the 19th century or the 20th century woman. So she also talked about these two states, semiotic and symbolic. So she says that semiotic stages, you may Google and have a read also somewhere. So semiotic stage is where, when where a person is more attached in his feelings, in his emotions, and it's a very mothering kind of a stage. Okay, it's a stage where you're feeling more, your soul space is very high, you're in a zero state in your soul space. Okay, so your sensitivity is heightened. Okay, so what happens now? You can read about the semiotic stage also. It tries to, you'll get a better idea of what I'm trying to say here. So what happens is you're in a zero soul state. Now what happens is, let's say somebody tells you something. Okay, let's say somebody, made you feel that you are unworthy of certain things, or you are not good enough or perfect enough in doing, like, let's say you're doing some task, and a person, maybe your own parent, tries to tell you that you're not good at this, you're not trying to do good in this, or something like this. Now what happens is, you will try to cover that sensitive soul with an ego. Now ego can be of two types. So your soul is your zero state. Okay, and your ego can be of two types: superiority complex and inferiority complex. So what is superiority complex? So what will happen is, let's say somebody told something unworthy or bad to you. Now either you're going to develop a safety net of superiority complex. And what is, how superiority complex? You will, try to have, you will try to tell yourself from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind that I am good enough, I can do it much more better. And in your superiority complex, sometimes you're going to hurt other people as well. You're going to make other people feel down. Okay, so that your superiority complex remains. Okay, in that sense you will generate more and more karma as well on your own self. Okay, so in your ego state, you are definitely prone to hurt others and generate more and more karmas on yourself. And it's not even about others, it is about you. You are going to, you are going more and more away from your soul. You're going to try to tell yourself, to your conscious mind, your conscious mind is trying to tell your soul deep down inside that no, I'm good enough, other people don't know it, or something like this. You're going to tell yourself. It's not even about the other people. Forget about other people generating karmas and stuff like that. It's not needed. Focus on yourself. Like you haven't, faced that pain of what, pain of that sensitivity of the soul. Okay, you haven't felt that. So it, and saying, so you are trying to cover it with your ego of superiority complex. No, I am good enough. Okay, and you're going to remain in that state. Okay, you're going to maybe put other people down so that you can remain in that superiority complex. Okay, now the other tangent of it is inferiority complex. Now some people, they will develop inferiority complex. They'll go negative rather than a positive. From a zero state of soul, they move to either negative of an inferiority complex or a positive of a superiority complex. So let's say they go negative. Now they try to protect themselves by telling that yes, they are not good enough in certain things. So they may not, try to perform on stage, because that belief that somebody told them, that something touched their sensitivity of their soul, somebody told them something like that. Now it went deep down inside them, so they are now trying to have a safety net over it, and they say that I will not go and perform on stage because last time I did, something of this sort happened with me. Okay, so I'm not going to do it ever. And maybe maybe he is not performing good while dancing, but he's very good in singing, but his inferiority complex will blind him to see his own reality. He will be caught up in illusions. And let's say he develops a superiority complex and he is really not good in singing, or let's say he's not really good in dancing, but he will go and waste his time and energy, over certain things. And let's say maybe somebody else said that you weren't good enough second time again. Now he is going to develop a more strong superiority complex in himself, that no, how can somebody tell me, or something like that, I am good enough. And he will try and do things which he shouldn't be doing, where he shouldn't be, wasting his time and energy. He will be doing those things to prove other people, or this kind of people will do things for other people a whole lot. People who are suffering from superiority complex will do large amounts of things for people around them to bring that validation into their life that they are good enough. So your ego is like a safety net, and your soul is very sensitive, spongy, absorbing ball. It absorbs the energies. Now is soul, only that, does soul, sensitivity is negative. That's what, most children develop while growing up. That sensitivity is bad in some ways or the other. But there is not only a negative side to it, but there's also a positive side to their soul. When we leave our sensitivity of the soul and develop our ego states in whatever tangents, in either inferiority or either in superiority complex, whatever complexes we develop over time, they are going to, they're going to tell us to shut down our sensitivity of the soul, and that is completely not a good idea to do so. That is completely not good idea to do so, because we are not, unless and until we, the more away from your home you are not going to feel, you're not going to feel good about it. The more you at the end of the day, we all say that we all come back home at the end of the day. So we all want to go back home. We may take a ride here and there, but we all want to go home. So you will start feeling loneliness or depression or something like that. The more away you stay from your zero state, from your semiotic state, as coined by Julia Kristeva, the more you will, you know, uh, the more you will, the more you will not feel good, because you have seen just one negative side of sensitivity and you've closed yourself. But what about its positive sides? You're not going to feel a complete human back again. So your spiritual journey is all about returning home, embracing that sensitivity, and really figuring it out how to not stay in ego, because even that is not a solution. So you've come back to your soul. Now how to go about life from here on? Okay, so whatever I've tried to teach, or maybe share it, I would want to say not teach, but whatever I've tried to share it with you today has been my experience. All those years has been my experience, and I try to, like, it's a big video, but I try to put it down into this video. I hope you understood. So your zero state of ego, it is God. You are born God. Okay, so yeah, but there are your environment makes you put on your safety net of egos. Okay, and you can always break them away on your spiritual journey. You can sit with yourself, maybe journal. It's not important to always do meditation. Maybe journal, maybe sit with your open eyes, and you may think about all of these things, or start to analyze all these things. So yeah, they are, and you can definitely go back to your home. You can always go back to your soul, right? So your inferiority complex will tell you that you are not God enough, and your superiority complex will tell you you are a human, or you're a more than God or something. I don't know what, but you are a zero state God yourself. How we say God is everything and nothing. So you are your soul. When you are in your soul, you are everything and nothing. You can make of yourself what you want, right? And you don't have to put on these safety nets. Do not deny the God within you with when you take on inferiority complex, and not even your superiority complex. You should not think highly of yourself than others. Ego always compares. Superiority complex kahan se aata hai? You basically compare it with other people. So you don't have to compare it with other people and say that you're good. Your soul just knows you're good, or you're God, and it doesn't have to really compare it. When your soul knows something, it is not in comparison with somebody. You just know it. Okay, and when you enter your soul space more, your intuition also gets very, very heightened. It almost makes you do all the crazy stuff if your intuition is very heightened. And yes, so yeah, let me comment down below something of this sort that you find relatable, or whatever topic you want me to make a video on, or something of the sort.